All right, let's talk golf clubs. When you think of the best, what comes to mind? I bet it's the usual suspects, right? Callaway, TaylorMade, Titleist, Ping. But what if I told you some of the most exciting clubs out there aren't from the big four at all? That's what we're diving into today. And that leads to a really important question. Are you actually overpaying just for the name on your golf clubs? Look, those big brands make incredible stuff, no doubt about it. But are they always the best bang for your buck? Or, and this is the key, the absolute best performer for your swing? Well, that's exactly why we're here. We are going to go through the bag from driver to putter and reveal 5 absolute sleeper clubs. These are the hidden gems that testers are raving about, clubs that deliver truly elite performance without that mainstream hype, and yeah, might just save you a whole lot of cash. Okay, let's get into it. First up, the long game sleepers. We're starting where every hole does, right off the tee. This is all about finding that magic combo of confidence, raw distance, and, most importantly, consistency. And our first pick is the Tour Edge Exotics C725 driver. Now, if you're not familiar with Tour Edge, you need to be. This is a brand that, year after year, just punches way above its weight. They pack premium, tour-level tech into clubs that are way more affordable. So, what are the testers saying? This quote really nails it. Yeah, the ball speed is right up there with drivers that cost a ton more. But that's not even the best part. The real magic of this club is its consistency. The ball flight was just so predictable, which for you and me means finding a lot more fairways. And just look at the tech they've packed in here. This is where you see that tour-grade customization. You've got sliding and interchangeable weights, so you have total control to dial in a draw or a fade or to kill that extra spin. Plus an adjustable loft sleeve to fine-tune your launch. I mean, this is the kind of deep adjustability you'd expect to pay hundreds more for. So, what's the damage for all this elite performance and consistency? You ready for this? 379 pounds. That is an absolute steal. A true performance bargain, no question about it. Okay, next up in the long game, let's talk fairy woods. Our sleeper pick here is the Shrixen ZXI. You know, Shrixen is one of those brands that maybe flies a bit under the radar, but don't sleep on them. They've got major winners like Brooks Koepka and Shane Lowry playing their gear for a reason. And just listen to this reaction from one of the testers. This took my breath away. I mean, think about that. These guys hit everything. For a club to get that kind of reaction, it has to be special. It just tells you how shockingly fast this thing is, right from the very first swing. So what's the secret sauce? Well, the titanium construction gives it this powerful high-pitched sound that just feels fast. And it produces this really penetrating ball flight, which is awesome as a driver alternative off the tee. But the big story, the absolute game changer for Shrixen, is that they finally added an adjustable hosel. For years, that was the one thing missing. Now you can fine-tune your shot shape, just like with the other big dogs. All right, we're safely off the tee. Now it's time to dominate the approach shot. This is where you score, right? This is all about feel, power, and precision to set up those birdie looks. And for our irons, we're looking at the Hogan Legend. And man, just look at these things. They are absolutely stunning. They've got these classic design cues, like the longer ferrules, but they're blended with a really modern, powerful shape. It's the best of both worlds. And this quote just nails the experience of hitting them. They just melt into the face and seem to spring off. That perfectly describes the magic here. See, it's a hollow body iron, so it's packed with ball speed, but, and this is a huge but, it doesn't have that harsh, clicky feel you get from a lot of distance irons. It delivers all that power with this amazingly soft feel. But the real genius, the secret weapon, is that V-sole design. Okay, think of the high bounce on the front edge as your personal insurance policy against hitting it fat. If you come in a little steep or catch it a bit heavy, that sole helps the club just glide through the turf instead of digging in. It literally turns a potential disaster into a totally playable shot. And here's the kicker. Hogan is a direct-to-consumer brand. What does that mean for you? It means they cut out the middleman, so you're not paying that retail markup. You can get a full set of these for around 900 pounds. For that price, you're getting premium feel, brilliant design, and just awesome performance. It's incredible value. Okay, let's move into the scoring zone, around the green. This is where the magic happens. We're talking about the short game specialists, the clubs that can save you strokes and turn a decent round into a fantastic one. So for our wedge, we've got the Cleveland RTZ, And let's put it right up against the undisputed king of wedges, the Titleist Vokey. As you can see, they go toe-to-toe on a lot of features. Soft metal, multiple finishes, but Cleveland brings something to the table that Vokey doesn't in its standard lineup: full-face grooves on their apt grind. Why does that matter? It means you get insane spin and control even when you lay that face wide open for a tricky flop shot. And if that unique tech isn't enough to convince you, maybe this will. The Cleveland RTZ is 40 to 50 pounds cheaper per wedge than its biggest competitors. So let's recap. You get elite performance, you get unique technology, and you save money. That's what I call a no-brainer. All right, last but certainly not least, we come to the flat stick, the club that can absolutely make or break your entire round, the putter. Our pick here is the Seymour Mini Giant HDX. And if you think you haven't heard of them, you have. This is the brand that Zach Johnson used to win a little tournament called the Masters. So what makes Seymour so special? It's all about their patented rifle scope technology. And trust me, it is brilliantly simple. You look down and you see a little red dot on the heel. Your only job is to hide that red dot with the shaft. If the dot is hidden, it's a guarantee that your eyes, your hands, and the putter face are perfectly square to your target. It takes all the guesswork out of alignment. It's genius. But it's not just about alignment. You're getting the whole package here. You get that foolproof rifle scope tech, plus the massive forgiveness you expect from a modern high MOI mallet head. And on top of that, a 100% milled face for that premium feel and feedback. It's designed from the ground up to make you a better, more consistent putter. So there you have it, our 5 underrated clubs for 2025. We've gone from tee to green. So what's the big takeaway here? What's the real advantage of looking past the usual suspects? Well, it really comes down to this. Each one of these clubs solves a specific problem. You've got the Tour Edge driver for that unmatched consistency and value, the Shrixen Fairway wood with its explosive speed, the Hogan irons with that incredible feel and that super clever sole, the Cleveland wedge giving you tour-level spin for less cash, and the Seymour putter with its foolproof alignment. They're not just alternatives, they're problem solvers. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. Should your next club be the most popular one, or the one that's actually going to perform the best for you? The big brands make great gear, nobody's denying that. But sometimes the biggest advantage you can find for your game is the one that's a little bit underrated.